And it's pumping back above $31,000. Let's go. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest technical analysis as Bitcoin traders are torn between a breakout and a $28,000 dip. And breaking news just in, $646 billion asset manager AB Bernstein says the SEC approval for a spot Bitcoin ETF in the United States is likely. Send it. And also, check it, BlackRock has now refiled for their Bitcoin ETF with Coinbase, listed as the SSA partner. And quoting Max Kaiser, as explained, the SEC runs a protection racket for Wall Street crooks. So this is no big surprise. It also means XRP will definitely lose their case, as well as everything not Bitcoin, as Bitcoin is untouchable, not on the basis of law, but because Gary Gensler's a leg breaker for the banking mob. Well said. Also in today's show, the SEC has pushed investors into toxic crypto products and FTX, according to the Winklevoss twins, as well as AI-generated fake news sparks rumors of Gary Gensler's resignation. So unfortunately, the rumors are not true, and Gary Gensler is still the chairman of the SEC. Also in today's show, crypto analyst predicts monster moves for Bitcoin and says Bitcoin could hit a new all-time high this year by October. I'll be breaking down his timeline. We'll also be discussing the Bitcoin price can shatter $310,000 per coin if institutions make one move, according to on-chain analyst Willy Woo. Quoting him here, what would the price do if these guys just put 5% of their assets under management into Bitcoin? My calculations estimate around $310,000 per coin. We'll also be discussing BlackRock and Coinbase deal can trigger Bitcoin to burst to $773,000. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to turn on notifications to receive daily premium Bitcoin news alerts every single day, just like this. And welcome to y'all just tuning in. This is pod episode number 1331. I'm your host, JV, and today is July 3rd, 2023. So happy 4th of July. You know what I mean? Right around the corner. Let's look at the market as we are currently pumping back in the green. We got Bitcoin up 2% for the day, trading above 31,100. Let's get to 32,000 before the end of the live stream. How cool would that be? Let me know in the live chat. We got Ether up 3%, trading just under $2,000. Matic up almost 6%, trading above 70 cents. And a lot of the alts are currently in the green as well. Checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap is sitting above $1.22 trillion, up almost 2% for the day, with about 36 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, literally up 36%. And the Bitcoin dominance is at 49.6%, with the Ether dominance at 19.4%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, we have CNT up almost 32%, trading just under $4, followed by Filecoin up 19%, trading at $4.84, followed by Cello up 19%, trading just above 64 cents. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past week, finally a sea of green. We got Pepe, the meme coin, up 16%, Maker up almost 18%, and Filecoin up 19%. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index, we're currently rated as 62, which is greed. Yesterday a 63, last week a 55, and last month a 53, which is neutral. So there you have it. Now let's dive into today's technical analysis and check out the charts and what's popping with the King Crypto. And welcome again to everyone just joining us. Make sure to say hello in the live chat and let us know where you're tuning in from. Bitcoin lingered below 31,000 at the July 3rd Wall Street Open, with the bulls still in need of a catalyst, but we started pumping right before I started today's live. You gotta love that. Respect the pump. Data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView showed Bitcoin acting in a tight range following the weekly close, which FYI was the strongest weekly close for the entire year. Bitcoin's price performance remained firmly sideways into the new week, punctuated only by the modest attempts at attacking the $31,000 mark, precisely where we're currently sitting. And more optimistic market participants hope that nearby resistance levels, and not only for Bitcoin, would soon fall. Quoting Stock Money Lizards, the day will come when all 31,000 sell orders have been filled. And this chart showed Bitcoin price compared this year with the pre-bull market behavior of 2016 in the run-up to the previous all-time highs in December 2017. Can you say deja vu? Let's go. And popular trader Rec Capital went on to share the following on crypto Twitter. The total crypto market cap is really trying to press beyond this black resistance, which you can see outlined in this chart, and break out into the uptrend continuation. Doing so, and the entire crypto market cap could see gains of 10% to up to 23% over time. Bring it. and others eye downside potential, quoting Crypto Tony. This really is as simple as it gets for Bitcoin this week. We are against the 31,000 resistance zone, so unless we take it out, I expect us to draw down to 28,000 for a reload option from the bears. Much prefer if we just pump through the week. Let me know if you'd like to see us pump throughout the week. Put a big fat 1 in the live chat. Now let's discuss a 2021 repeat in the making. Meanwhile, the June monthly close has produced a significant move for Bitcoin on the monthly timeframes, as noted by crypto analyst Michael Noss. For the first time since 2021, all-time highs had closed above an adjusted volume-weighted average price, and this looks at important support and resistance levels based on trader behavior, and the close above 30,000 marked a resurgence not seen in 2 years. Well, bring it. And retweeting Nos, we had Caleb, the CEO of Cubic Analytics, called for market observers to lengthen their time preference, quoting them here. When the BlackRock ETF app was announced, the price of Bitcoin was roughly 26,000, and then it rose to new yearly highs above 31,000, it said. And he also goes on to share, we're still trading above 30,000, and people are losing their minds. Couldn't be me. Higher highs and higher lows. So there you have it. And as pointed out here, this is breaking news just in. $646 billion asset manager AB Bernstein says the SEC approval for spot Bitcoin ETF is likely. I agree 100%. I think the $1 million question becomes, when? Well, keep in mind that the SEC has to respond to all of these apps, and they have to respond to BlackRock before the halving of next year in 2024, which is roughly 9.5 months out. And as William Clemente points out, BlackRock just refiled their Bitcoin ETF with Coinbase listed as the SSA partner. And at the end of the show, I'm going to be sharing a potential prediction of 773,000 off of the basis of this partnership between BlackRock and Coinbase. So make sure you stick around to the end of the show. And as Max Kaiser points out here in response to this news, the SEC says spot Bitcoin ETF filings are inadequate. Max says, as explained, the SEC runs a protection racket for the Wall Street crooks. So this is no big surprise. It also means that XRP will definitely lose their case, as well as everything not Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is untouchable, not on the basis of law, but because Gary Gensler's a leg breaker for the banking mob. 100% glad he's calling them out. And he also says, of course, Gary will not lose his job. He is doing exactly what he is told to do. I concur. I agree 100% there. Personally, I am happy he is getting rid of the ish coins, XRP, ETH, Cardano, BNB, etc. The Bitcoin ETF is not as important as scrubbing the planet of ish coins. Come, go get them, Gary. So there you have it, coming from the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Kaiser. And now let's break down our next story of the day. The Winklevoss twins have a lot to say about the continued unlawful regulation of the SEC. So let's break this down. Then we'll dive deeper into the AI-generated rumor that Gary Gensler was going to be fired or resign, and which we hear is not true. Then we'll be discussing a new all-time high Bitcoin price potentially this October of this year, according to Credible Crypto. And then we'll break into Willy Woo's $310,000 price prediction off of the back of the spot Bitcoin ETF being approved in the United States, followed by our $773,000 prediction off of the partnership between BlackRock and Coinbase. And then we'll dive into our live Q&A. And again, welcome to everyone just joining us. Make sure to say hello in the live chat. For the last decade, the U.S. SEC had forced investors into toxic and unregulated crypto products, says Gemini co-founder Cameron Winklevoss. On July 2nd, the Winklevoss twins slammed the U.S. SEC constant refusal of spot Bitcoin ETFs, noting it has now been 10 years since the twins first filed to get their own ETF approved by the regulator. So that means Gemini was actually the first to apply for a spot Bitcoin ETF in the United States, and that was literally over a decade ago. Yo, check this out. The SEC's refusal to approve these products for a decade has been a complete and utter disaster for U.S. investors and demonstrates how the SEC is a failed regulator. Put a big fat 1 in the chat if you agree with the Winklevoss twins. They also argued that without an approved spot Bitcoin ETF, U.S. investors have been pushed into toxic products like the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, better known as GBTC, which trades at a massive discount to the price of Bitcoin and charges astronomical fees. And as Cameron shares right here, this is actually a very detailed tweet. I'm not going to read the entire thing, but it's really good. So I'll be sure to include this in the show notes below the video in the description. Be sure to retweet it as well if you agree. Now, GBTC's net value discount is currently 30% compared to the Bitcoin price. And according to Wide Charts, GBTC annual fee is 2% compared to the average of 0.4%, according to the latest July 2022 study from financial services firm Morningstar. Now, Winklevoss also believes the refusal that led to U.S. investors moving to unlicensed and unregulated offshore platforms, including FTX, which he called one of the largest financial frauds in modern history. Facts. Was that a $10 billion fraud, bigger than Bernie Madoff, right? We had many Madoffs, Bankman-Fried, quoting him here. Maybe the SEC will reflect on its dismal record, and instead of overstepping its statutory power and trying to act like the gatekeeper of economic life, it will focus on fulfilling its mandate of investor protection. He opined. Do you feel that the regulators are protecting you? I think not. They're protecting their own self-interest, if you're to ask me. Now, Winklevoss comments come as a flurry of companies recently filed, renewed, or amended their filings for spot Bitcoin ETF in the United States, which includes BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world. It's estimated they control roughly between 10 to 20 trillion dollars in assets under management. They own a piece of all the major corporations out there. You have Fidelity. They're worth approximately between 4 to 5 trillion in assets under management. We got Wisdom Tree, Invesco, Valkyrie, as well as ARK Invest, which is Cathie Wood's company. The SEC reportedly said some of the filings for spot ETFs are inadequate and not sufficiently clear and comprehensive. The regulator asked the fund managers to resubmit after clarifying their filings language, in which they did. Meanwhile, Gemini is in a protracted court mediation with Genesis, a subsidiary of the digital currency group, which owns Grayscale, the manager of GBTC. The exchange is also in court on charges from the SEC. So there you have it. When do you think this spot Bitcoin ETF will likely be approved? And who do you think will be the winner to get granted permission to go first? Will it be BlackRock? Will it be ARK Invest? Will it be the Winklevoss twins, which put in the first application a decade ago? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments right down below. Personally, if I was a betting man, I'd go with BlackRock because of their track record of 575 to 1 track record of getting their things approved by the SEC. It just goes to show you BlackRock will probably more than likely get it approved first, but you never know. So anyways, now let's discuss the unfortunate rumor, which turned out not to be true, of Gary Gensler resigning from the SEC as the chairman. Let's break this down. Everyone was talking about this yesterday. False rumors have again been spreading over the resignation of U.S. SEC Chairman Gary Gensler. This time, however, artificial intelligence has seemingly played the part. Apparently, this article was written by AI. On July 1st, the news story appeared on a website called Crypto Alert, claiming that Gensler submitted his resignation following an internal investigation, citing an anonymous official. However, after it was researched, the text scored a 97% on third-party AI detector, 0 GPT, indicating there is a very high likelihood the vast majority of the text was generated by AI. AI strikes again. The website also appears to be very new, with only 17 posts in total, another red flag, the first of which is dated June 22nd, and most of the articles appear to make heavy use of artificial intelligence, with all their articles scoring above 70% with 0 GPT. And in addition to the bulk of text seemingly being AI generated, registration records reveal that the website's domain, the Crypto Alert, was registered at 4:47 p.m. on June 24th, so more red flags. So despite this, a number of accounts reposted the story on Twitter. The most widely viewed post was from Whale Chart, which had garnered 1.4 million views at the time of publication. So that's how fake stories go viral and get all of this attention. I think it is important before you publish something to find out and do some due diligence to see if it is true. That's why when I reported the rumor yesterday, I said it's currently a rumor, probably not true, but it can potentially be true, and that we'd find out. And lo and behold, we just discovered it's not true. So in a July 3rd tweet, Fox Business Network reporter Charles Gasparino confirmed Gary Gensler is not resigning after reportedly hearing back from the SEC. He broke the news right here. That was last night. This isn't the first time rumors against Gensler's resignation have made the rounds. On April 20th, claims that Gensler was preparing to be fired were circulating by questionable sources. And on June 12th, U.S. lawmakers introduced a new bill dubbed the SEC Stabilization Act to the House of Reps. One of its main provisions seeks to fire Gensler, calling him a tyrannical chairman. Well, if you'd like to really see Gensler get fired, put a big fat 1 in the live chat and do let me know, fire GG. Or do you think he is good for the investors doing his job and protecting? Let me know your honest thoughts. And with that being shared, fam, now for some bullish price predictions in the moment you have all been waiting for. Let's discuss a new all-time high in play for this year. October, according to crypto analyst, Credible Crypto, massive shout out to Credible Crypto. He says that Bitcoin's bull market is likely underway after Bitcoin successfully retested 25,000 as support. According to the trader, Bitcoin looks poised to print monster moves in the high time frame as he expects bullish momentum to exponentially increase in the coming months. Let's go. Credible Crypto uses Bitcoin's 2020 bull market as an example, a period when Bitcoin generated monster rallies for 6 straight months. Quoting the analyst here, for example, our last impulse between 10,000 to 60,000, the monthly candles following our major monthly retest at 10,000, equivalent to one we just got here at 25,000, were larger than any of the preceding ones and continued to grow in size till our peak. The first was a $3,600 move, the next near 7,000 move, and the one after that a whopping 12,000 move. After that, a $15,000 move, and the second to last monthly candle prior to our peak, an incredible $25,000 move. We call that the God candle. Thus, we can assume that the monthly candles as we move up will only increase in size. And believing that Bitcoin is already in a bullish territory, Credible Crypto predicts Bitcoin will record a new all-time high as soon as October, quoting him here. This means I would expect that once expansion begins, which it looks like it has, we should see monthly moves of greater than $10,000 at a time. Easily from current levels to prior all-time highs, a $40,000 gap. This gap should then logically be covered within a few month candles if this is a parabolic advance. We are about to enter July, which we just did, 1 month, August, month 2, September, and month 3. This would imply a new all-time high by October as a fairly logical guesstimate. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. And looking at his chart, he appears to predict Bitcoin can rally to as high as $120,000 before the end of the year. How many of you would like to see 120,000 price action this year in 2023 before the halving of 2024? Holla at your boy and let me know. And now let's break down our prediction coming from on-chain analyst Willy Woo. The Bitcoin is likely to hit $310,000 per coin based on this one move, which in my opinion is inevitable. Widely followed on-chain analyst Willy Woo says the Bitcoin price can surge by 10x under one simple condition. Woo tells his million Twitter followers the following, that if 8 institutions, which are all involved in blockchain and tokenization to varying degrees, put just 5% of their assets under management into Bitcoin, Bitcoin will be hovering around $310,000, as he shares in this tweet. What would the price do if these guys just put 5% of their assets under management into Bitcoin? My calculations estimate around $310,000 per coin, and it shows you the asset managers here: BlackRock, Fidelity, JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, BNY Mellon, Invesco, and Bank of America. And then he also chimes in here, it would really depend on whether they deploy in a bearish or bullish phase of the market, but the range would be between 128,000 and 398,000. Right now is 310,000. Methodology is via measuring the market cap increase versus the realized cap increase. So he's ultimately given us this range, saying the low 128, the high 398, with the medium average roughly $310,000. That's what's up. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Woo's comments come following BlackRock and Fidelity filing for a spot Bitcoin ETF, which were reportedly deemed inadequate by the U.S. SEC. The regulatory agency said it returned the filings because it failed to name the Bitcoin ETF in which they were expected to have a surveillance agreement or provide info on how their surveillance agreement would work. And according to Bloomberg senior ETF analyst Eric Balchunas, the response from the SEC is arguably good news. Quoting him here, basically, the SEC wants them to name the crypto exchange and give more details on surveillance agreement. That's understandable, arguably good news. I was under the impression they'd have to update that as well. So there you have it. What are your thoughts with this likely being approved and Bitcoin soaring to that target of 310,000? Holla at your boy. And we're currently pumping. You got to appreciate the pump. We're currently trading at roughly 31,200. Let's keep pumping. And maybe during the live Q&A, we can pump all the way up to 32,000. How's that sound? But now for our final story of the day, another bullish prediction that BlackRock and Coinbase deal can trigger Bitcoin to burst to $773,000 according to Invest Answers. That's right, quoting him here. If BlackRock puts 0.5% of their assets under management into Bitcoin using my multiplier, which is 21x, that will impact the market cap by $1 trillion, which will add about 75,000 to the Bitcoin price, and taking it to 98,000 with a return on investment from today's price, 326%. This is very, very achievable. Now, if they allocate 1%, which of course will take time to get to that level, that would add about 2.1 trillion to the market cap, 150,000 to the price. And that would take the future price of Bitcoin to 173,000, which is a 652% gain from here. Now, if they add 5%, which is what Dan Tapiero says, I think it is way too aggressive, but maybe over time, maybe in the next 3 to 5 years, that would be possible. That could take the price of Bitcoin to $773,000 per coin in the next 3 to 5 years pretty easily. Now, the crypto strategist's analysis was inspired by comments from 10T Holdings CEO Dan Tapiero. According to the prominent macro investor, the deal between BlackRock and Coinbase could propel the Bitcoin price above 250,000, quoting him here. Chart that got BlackRock excited about the partnership with Coinbase. No bigger a macro opportunity for BlackRock than acting to facilitate Bitcoin adoption. A 5% shift in BlackRock assets is $500 billion, greater than the Bitcoin value today. A catalyst for a path to $250,000 plus post Bitcoin halving becoming clear. So there you have it. And to watch this video, they did entitled Trillions Coming into Bitcoin. Check the show notes below the video in the description. So there you have it. And welcome to y'all just joining us here in today's show. Now let's dive into today's live Q&A. What's poppin', fam? Dan Drummond in the building. How you been, buddy? It's been a minute. Bitcoin Trini, Baz Dragon, Coin Father, Michael Volkman. Good to see y'all. Chris Minka, Glenn Cooper. Good to see y'all as well. Always a pleasure. Bitcoin Monthly, MACD Flip Bullish. This bull run will shock people, says Chris. I agree 100%. Let's shock some people then, shall we? Nothing new under the sun. This is pod number 1331. That is right. This is the problem with regulators. They are usually corrupt, says Kevin Anderson. That's right. Regulators are corrupt, as we all know. Yeah, regulators have always been the gatekeepers of establishment business. Read your Ayn Rand. Also, if you understand the gold market and the creation of Bitcoin, you would already know this. Says Chris. Kevin says, wish the SEC would just go away. They deal with the most corrupt actors with kid gloves, and they bully the little guy trying to get ahead. I agree with you there, Kevin. Yeah, man. It is what it is. I mean, Max Kaiser's quote sums it up. As explained, the SEC runs a protection racket for Wall Street crooks, so this is no big surprise. And he also goes on to say that Bitcoin is untouchable, not on the basis of law, but because Gary is a leg breaker for the banking mob. Said perfectly. We're dealing with gangsters here, fam. Thank you, JV. It's a great pleasure to join you in the fam. You're very welcome, Baz Dragon. I appreciate the love and appreciate you tuning in as always. Chris says if the gold market wasn't rigged, Max would still be a gold bug. Me as well. That is right, because gold is the next best thing to Bitcoin. But now that we have Bitcoin, who needs gold? You feel me? Kevin says, I hope XRP wins their case. I don't own any, but I want the courts to keep regulators away from the crypto space. I agree with that. I hope all of these unlawful regulators going after the exchanges, I hope they lose and that the exchanges win for the sake of crypto. I want to see people win. I think these lawsuits are hurting the investors, and the SEC knows that. But the SEC's goal is to get the investors wrecked. They don't care about you. They were working with the bad actors, the scam Bankman-Frieds, you know what I mean? The FTX exchanges. They were doing business with Gary Gensler and the SEC, and they stole $10 billion from us, you know what I mean? So it just goes to show you, don't listen to what they say, but watch strategically what they do to understand what's really going on. You feel me? Dankness, what's good, fam? Good to see Digital Dankness. Always a pleasure. Yeah, now you're being Good stuff, good stuff. Tony Jeffries in the building, just going on for 8 p.m. in the UK. Shout out to everyone out there in the UK. Appreciate it as always, fam. Appreciate all the support. Much love. Bitcoin should have no boundaries. It is for everyone, 100%. That's a fact. The best thing about Bitcoin is it cannot discriminate. Facts. Let's go JV 31.2, 35,000 by Friday, says Martin Burke. I hope you are correct. I'd love to see a 35,000. There's nothing but thin air really between 32 and 40. So I think if we can cleanly break above 32, we're going to hit up to 40. That's inevitable. How soon can that happen? Hopefully sooner than later. Keep in mind, we just saw, a big black swan event, I would coin, when the SEC unlawfully went after Coinbase and Binance in the same week, the two largest crypto exchanges. And what happened? Bitcoin price only dropped to 25,000, held strong. And then the following week, we got the news of BlackRock submitting a spot Bitcoin ETF in the United States with the SEC. Bitcoin skyrockets to a new yearly high at roughly 31,000, lo and behold, where we're currently at. And also keep in mind, the all-time high from back in November of 2021 is 69,000. So Bitcoin is still at a drastic, 65% discount from then. So great time to be stacking sats and seize the moment, if you feel what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Max Kaiser is the real Bitcoin OG. Agree. Max was the first one on TV to recommend getting Bitcoin back when it was only $1 via the Kaiser report. So you got to respect that. Also, he has kahunas, something most influencers does not have, going after the banking cartels and all the corrupt mofos like JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon, etc. And so I got to respect that. Like, he's very smart, he's very well educated, and he believes in Bitcoin, and he is just, great, I believe, for Bitcoin adoption. If it wasn't for him, a lot of people wouldn't know about Bitcoin, and definitely one of my favorite Bitcoin maxis. Him and Stacy, I consider my favorite power duo when it comes to learning about Bitcoin. I've been watching them for a very long time. I'm very grateful for them as well. Also, Max shows a lot of love and support for Crypto News Alerts. You know what I mean? So, got to show love back. It's the karmic cycle, if you feel what I'm saying. It is what it is. 31.3, and we still pumping. Let's go. What's going on? Massive hello to you, brother, from New Zealand. Love your pod. Happy 4th of July. American peace. Happy 4th to all y'all out there, whether you celebrate or not. It is all good. I'm here in Puerto Rico, so July 4th, not the biggest holiday, but we still, celebrate nonetheless for the peeps of the United States. Serious props to JV for doing this show every day through the bear market. You are very welcome. Kevin Anderson, greatly appreciate that. And just FYI, today I went live at 3 p.m. Tomorrow, which is Tuesday, the 4th, on a holiday, I will be going live at 4 p.m. So on the 4th, it's going to be 4 p.m. Eastern. Then I'm going to be taking a day off because I have something I have to do where I can't do the show. So on the 5th, which is the day after 4th of July, is it the 6th? Or I forget already. I forget, but it's either like the 5th or the 6th. I have something I have to attend, which is an all-day thing. I will be unable to go live, but I will be going live tomorrow on July 4th. Just note that at 4 p.m. Eastern. So looking forward to y'all tuning in and appreciate the support as always. You know what I mean? Tuning in from Panama, says Robert O'Connor. Appreciate that, Robert. Much love and much respect. Another warm day here. Maximus, thanks. Word up. Warm here as well. Many of you, especially the newbies, need to spend more time on TA and OC rather than rumors and gossip. Loving 31,000, says Satwise Jenks. What's good, Satwise? Good to see you tuning in here. We got a lot of ones in the chat, which I love to see. Mike put a 1. Bjorn put a 1. William put a 1. I know I asked multiple questions today. You know what I mean? I forget what the first question was, but I know one of them, if you'd like to see Gary Gensler be fired and you wish that rumor was true, put a 1. The other thing I said, if you'd like to see Bitcoin pump to 32,000 during the live show, put a 1. So that's probably what these 1 responses are for. Maximus put a 1. Top Spoon put a 1. What's up? Alan Haley, always down for a quick discount before the pump. That's what's up. Keep stacking them stats. Happy stacking, fam. MicroStrategy is up 13%. That's what's up, especially considering they control over 150,000 Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Michael Saylor will one day become the richest man in the world. It's a given. They definitely pass Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk when Bitcoin rises to 6 figures. You already know, fam. CZ as well. I think currently CZ is considered the richest man in crypto. Morning, Coinfather. Good to see you, brother. 31.7, we need to hold above that to continue this bullish movement. We'll send it and let's go. We're now almost at 31,400, and I think we're going to continue to pump. So keep pumping it up. Shout out to Max Kaiser, says Maximus. Shout out to Max. Go get him, Gary, says Dan Drummond. What's up, Dan? Good to see you, man. It's been a minute. How you been? Microsoft is the only stonk I'd touch. I wouldn't touch Microsoft because I'm so anti-Bill Gates. I hate the guy, probably more so than anyone else on this planet. I don't like that man. I don't like Microsoft, so I don't touch it. But that's just me. You know what I mean? What up, what up? I completely stacked my first 1 complete Bitcoin today. Everyone show Adam congratulations for becoming a whole coiner today. Feel like a millionaire already. Let's freaking go from Dubai. Speed recovery to Coinfather. Appreciate the prayers for recovery for Coinfather. I know he was at the hospital at the ER just the other day, and he's recovering and feeling much better now. Please continue to send prayers. But yeah, that's a big deal. It should be everyone's goal to become a whole coiner. And once you become a whole coiner, try to become a double whole coiner and keep stacking. because it's going to be extremely difficult to become a whole coiner, say 5-10 years from now, especially considering there can only ever be 21 million Bitcoins in existence. The last coins will be mined at 2148, if I'm not mistaken. But keep in mind, there's over 50 million millionaires in the world. So there's not even enough Bitcoin to go around for half the millionaires in the world to become a whole coiner. That's why it's such a great accomplishment, and I think it should be celebrated. So again, show Adam some love, and I appreciate you tuning in. Mike put a 1 in the chat. Bjorn put a 1 in the chat. Welcome, Selling with Twins. Massive shout out to South Africa. Virtual CEO put a 1. Uber, pound that button, y'all. Greatly appreciate that. Dan Carden put a 1. Max Sailor is cool. That's funny, Max Sailor. NVIDIA and are some of the stocks I own, says Dankness. Word up. Black Swan Dawn. All these prices will be good prices. In hindsight, 100%. No question about it. What's going on, Bitcoin Trini? Good to see you, fam, as always. 4x from now will be 120,000 plus. I think we can easily make that in our bull run / halving. 100%. I think that would be a conservative target. I think we're likely to see 200,000 plus. My target would be somewhere between 2 and 300,000 sometime in 2025, considering it's the year preceding the halving. Historically, when we hit the cycle peak, just like in 2017 was the year after the halving of 2016, where we hit 20,000 roughly. And then 4 years later, like, deja vu. 2020 was the halving, and the year preceding, we hit the all-time high in November of 2021 of 69,000. So I'm anticipating a price action between 2 to 300,000 sometime around 2025. Stock to flow model predicts a wide range after the 2024 halving, predicting between 100,000 to $1 million Bitcoin price, with the medium average being roughly 500,000. But let me know what you guys think. We need Bitcoin to break out 31.2 in the next few days. Well, we're already above 31.2. Yeah, would say Wednesday before the sellers come in and drive the price lower. But if we break out before, the next resistance is 34 to 35,000 BTC. Word up, Coin Father. Glenn Cooper says, my guess about the spot ETF is that it is not be approved ever. You don't think ever? It has to eventually. Otherwise, everyone in the United States in crypto are going to leave and go to another country such as El Salvador. They can only suppress it for so long, fam, because what they're doing is really illegal. So they can get away with it for so long because they make the rules. You know what I mean? It's corruption, but it is what it is. I hope it does get approved. I think likely not this year, probably in 2025, right before the Bitcoin halving is my guess if I was to guess. Throw out some predictions for the date of JV's $100,000 party. Let's do that, Uber Hodler. For those of you who are new, that's right. When the Bitcoin price action hits 100,000, we're going to have a celebration party here in Puerto Rico. Y'all invited. And I'm going to guess it's going to happen in 2024. If I had to throw a month out there, $100,000 Bitcoin price, I say I'm going to guess for some reason November 2024, $100,000 Bitcoin price. If I'm wrong, I'm 100% convinced it'll happen in 2025, but I'm still optimistic it can happen in 2024. It can still even possibly happen this year in 2023, but I'd probably give it maybe a 10 to 20% probability, meaning I don't think it's likely to occur, but we all know anything is possible. Hypothetical scenario, real quick, run this by you. What if BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF got approved hypothetically next month? Was that June, July? It was in September. And then let's say 5 other spot ETFs get approved, Gemini ETF, ARK Invest ETF, Valkyrie ETF, what's the other one? Fidelity ETF. And then all of a sudden, this year in 2023, the major institutions with trillions upon trillions of dollars just awaiting to be invested into Bitcoin all go into the King crypto, and then the market cap 5-10x, just like that. Naturally, the price is going to follow. That's a probability. Is it likely? I think not, but by 2024, I think we'll finally have spot Bitcoin ETFs approved in the United States. You know what I mean? But what are your thoughts? You guys let me know in the comments right down below. You feel me? And how many of you are going to be attending the Puerto Rico party? Holla, let me know. Glenn says, or I agree, says Kevin. Mike Me says 1. Robert O'Connor says 1. Breton maybe put a 1. James Obleton, Fire. Gary Gensler 1. That's what's up. Thomas put a 1. Coinfather a 1. Jeremy Baker 1. It's anonymous. Fire. Gary Gensler says Oakley. Breton says 1 times 1 million times a billion. Glenn Cooper, this back and forth changes and fixes to the spot ETFs will likely take months. Won't be this year, most likely. Probably not likely, but again, everything's a probability, so we'll see. Cryptolution put a 1. Zap Ingram put a 1. Japan in the house with a big fat 1. Shout out to Japan. Yeah. 2, you hate Gensler now. Just wait until he goes after Vitalik. Well, Dan Drummond put a 2, so he likes Gensler. Gensler doing his job. You know what I mean? I just think if Gensler could attack Bitcoin, they would have a very long time ago. It's just that they can't because Bitcoin controls the chessboard. That's the facts of life, fam. Houdini Crypto, salute to everyone. Bitcoiners, thanks, JV. Awesome day. Appreciate you, Houdini Crypto. Much love. Appreciate you tuning in. Smash the like button. Yes, that's right. Over 200 people watching live right now. 250. Let's get to 300. Let's get to 32,000. Let's go to new all-time highs. Let's go. If the last all-time high was in June, I say we could see a 100,000 party in June of 2024. Just my guess. Absolutely doable. We could have a $100,000 party in the first or second quarter of next year. It's still possible. We shall soon see. How many of you saw the news I covered in detail? Vitalik Buterin, co-founder of Ethereum, he says he doesn't feel secure in staking his Ethereum because it's centralized. So he doesn't feel it's a safe thing to do. So what does that send to the investors in crypto? How secure do you feel staking your ETH? Knowing Vitalik doesn't feel safe at all. That's very interesting. So I just wanted to bring that up. Your thoughts on that, let me know. Like button smash. Thank you, Michael Volkman. Appreciate that. Coinfather, Dan, all good. Thank you. Shady Gary for suppressing Bitcoin. I can buy as much this year before the institutions come in. That's right. You kind of got to look at the, got to be optimistic and look at the silver lining, if you feel me. And that is the silver lining. You can still buy Bitcoin at a tremendous discount because what if the SEC and regulators did not attack crypto? And what if Bitcoin was 70,000 today? Then you'd all be complaining, I wish it dipped one more time. Gary Gensler, where are you? Come back to the SEC. But lo and behold, 31,000 is a steal, if you're to ask me. I also think JV's 100K party will be June 2024. I hope you're right, Boz. The sooner the better, if you're to ask me. And if we're going to throw a $100,000 party, we're damn sure going to do a $250,000 party, and you're damn sure we're going to do a $500,000 party. I think the $1 million party got to be in El Salvador, Bitcoin country. Screw Puerto Rico. We'll say Puerto Rico for the 100,000, maybe up to the $500,000. We get to $1 million. I may even be in El Salvador by then. We shall see, fam. Stacking at any and all prices. CF, prayers for your health. Shout out to Coin Father. He says, I'm feeling so much better. We're happy to hear that. I see a new all-time high this year as well. So many new hodlers now. Limited supply. We'll easily launch a new all-time high before the halving, says Chris. I don't think we'll have the peak in 2025. As a result, late 2024. That's even better. I hope you're right, fam. If the cycles are extending, then maybe Santa will bring us a $250,000 all-time high this year. We can only hope, says Dankness. Amen. Glad to hear that. Prayers for you and the crypto fam. Happy to hear that the prayers are working for Coin Father. Nate says Bitcoin just hit 31.4 so far after the regular market hours. Go Bitcoin. Let's go. Boomer Futurist put a 1. Coin Father says $100,000 party. Let's go. Vitalik, what's going on? No Claire Gare scare. You already know, Nico. The reason I keep converting trash to BTC, says Volkman. That's what's up. Nice weather in Puerto Rico in November. 100% perfect weather, fam. No snow down here. I'm with you, JV. That's what's up. Appreciate the love. Ready for the $100,000 party. Send it. Bull run next year. Most definitely, says Fairground Fun Days. That's what's up. Super channel. Thanks for your super updates. You're very welcome, eBank. Appreciate you tuning in. Just a matter of time, says Maximus, for ETF approval. 100%. Speaking facts, XRP will win, says Fairground. I hope they win, but here's the deal. At the end of the day, even if they win, they lost. The XRP price action has been suppressed for the past 3 years. It got delisted from every major United States exchange, and even if they win, they're still going to have to pay the SEC hundreds of millions of dollars. Fortunately for the XRP Army and Brad Garlinghouse, they're whales. You know what I mean? They have hundreds of millions of dollars to throw on unlawful, SEC lawsuits to battle. But at the end of the day, was it a victory? Will it be a victory? I think either way, once the SEC chooses a fight with you, you're a loser. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way things seem to be. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think XRP will allegedly win the lawsuit. I hope they win for the sake of everyone here in crypto, but they still lost because unfortunately the damage is already done, if you understand what I'm saying. Peace, Crypto News Alert stackers. 10 million party would be world tour on private jets. That's right. We're going to have a party where it's required to come to on a private jet. Nothing like Epstein Island, but we'll have our own private island specifically for Bitcoiners. You know what I mean? BlackRock refiles Bitcoin ETF with Coinbase. That's what's up. big news. That's why I threw in there that $773,000 Bitcoin price prediction off of the news of BlackRock and Coinbase joining forces. And that article was actually produced late last year. This is before all the new founded momentum of all the spot Bitcoin ETFs here in the United States. Bitcoin runs to 47,000 in July, pulled back to 36, and then we're off to the races. Gotta have dreams, says Nate. Word up. I hope you're right. What do you think Bitcoin high of 2023 will be? Well, currently, where are we at? Like 31,000 and some change. So if I was to guess, and you all got to guess so I can read your thoughts out loud, I'm going to go with, I don't know. I'm going to throw a round number out there of 50. I think 50 would be a great target for 2023. If we can get towards 50 or near 50, I think 2024 is going to be fireworks. And so I think 50 would be a great target. Naturally, I'd love us to break the all-time high. It's still possible, but I think 50 is a good target because we're currently at 31. We're halfway through the year, and thus far, we've had a hell of a year. Considering late last year, we were all the way down to 15,700 off of the back of the FTX debacle and exchange collapsing. And everyone thought end of the world. There were predictions 3,000, 5,000, sub 10,000. But guess what? We recovered nicely. Bitcoin is up over 100% this year, or at least from the bottom of late last year. So that's pretty remarkable, especially considering this isn't the year of the halving. This is the year preceding the halving. So it's interesting. 60% up year to date. Appreciate the correction there, Geoff. 60 to 70,000 would be great in 2023. I agree. Anywhere near the all-time high is going to be excelente, if you're to ask me. Gaming says target today. Can 32? 32 is possible, 100%. We're only 700 away. We can see Bitcoin pump $1,000 within minutes. In either direction. Keep that in mind. Just as easy as we can pump the 32.3, we can pump the frickin' 30,003. So, be prepared. Shane Civilian, what's good, man? Poppin', what's good? Coinfather says 45,000 2023 would be my high. Word up. Maximus says 60,000. Word up. 48,000, I think, for 2023. Gray says, I think, 45,000. Word up. We shall see. People say Bitcoin is fake, going to zero. Meanwhile, up, and away. Yeah, anyone saying Bitcoin is fake and going to zero is either extremely ignorant or they're paid off by the powers that be to be a parrot and say whatever they want them to say. You know what I mean? One of the two. You're either an idiot or you're paid off if you think Bitcoin is going to zero. You know what I mean? Bitcoin training $100,000 party. Let's go Puerto Rico. Send it. Would I love any profits we make before breaking out through a new all-time high? That is just the beginning. Bitcoin went up 300% after the new all-time high last cycle. Word up, Nate. Enjoying your streams, bro, says Shane. Greatly appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you, your support as always. But anyways, fam, now for a recap of what I covered with you here in today's show. I broke down the latest technical analysis. Is the Bitcoin price currently pumping? But Bitcoin traders are currently torn between a breakout and a $28,000 dip. Also shared breaking news. $646 billion asset manager, A.B. Bernstein, says an SEC approval for a spot Bitcoin ETF is likely. We also discussed that the SEC has pushed investors into toxic crypto products and FTX, according to the Winklevoss twins, who are pretty upset with the SEC. Also, we discussed AI-generated fake news sparks rumors of Gary Gensler's resignation, but unfortunately, the rumors are not true, and Gary is still the chairman of the SEC. We also discussed Credible Crypto predicts a monster move for Bitcoin, saying we could hit a new all-time high this year, predicting a high of $150,000 by October. We also discussed the Bitcoin price can shatter 310,000 per coin if institutions make just one move, according to on-chain analyst Willy Woo. And I also shared with you that BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world, and Coinbase deal can trigger a Bitcoin burst to 773,000 per coin, according to Invest Answers. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below. And correction from Nate, last cycle post all-time high up over 3x, not 300%, but still great.